Peace, greetings, happy Tuesday. I think today is Tuesday. Why do I always go live and I don't know what the day is? I really do think that it's Tuesday. Tuesday has a very strong energy of action, of motivation, of drive. And so I wanted to come on here and talk about that for a very quick second. I am challenging myself to really go to go live more, or to be a little bit more engaging, because I do a lot with private clients, with individual clients. But I'm trying to share a little bit of what I share with them, with you all here. Now, of course, if you want the show enough real deal, you gotta become one of my coaching clients or training clients. And so you can do that by shooting me an email at Tonya Poole LLC at gmail.com, and I will send that information to you. But today, with it being Tuesday, and we're still in the waxing moon. So we just had a new moon a few days ago, and I did a live video about that, and a pick a card reading. And so the 2 weeks after a new moon is when you're galvanizing a lot of energy. We're all galvanizing a lot of energy to push forward on whatever it is that we're working toward. And I talked about how that last new moon that we had was in the sign of Aquarius, which is about forward thinking, not dwelling in the past, not, getting stagnant, but it's about forward thinking, it's about future thinking, and moving towards, your bigger, brighter future, right? Even when you're not sure what that is, or when you can't explain it to other people because it's so futuristic that, people kind of doubt you, you know what I mean? And you might even doubt yourself a little bit, but it's about dreaming big and thinking big. So anyway, what I came on here to talk about was that, if you really want to feel more successful, if you want to feel more like a winner, which is what this energy that we are all in this moment are feeling, there are 3 things that you can do, very simple things to kind of get started on that. Number 1 is something that, we've all heard this before, called don't judge a book by its cover, right? But when we talk about don't judge a book by its cover, we're usually talking about other people and other things, like, don't judge that person just by how they dress, or don't judge, that opportunity just by, X, Y, and Z, whatever, or don't judge a restaurant just by the way it looks on the outside. It might have some good food on the inside, right? But a lot of times we judge ourselves by our cover, right? And we judge our potential based on what we've done in the past, or mistakes that we've done in the past, which again goes back to what I was saying with the new moon that we experienced in Aquarius, is not about using past, mishaps, past failures to determine what is possible for, you going forward in the future, right? So number 1, in order to have that feeling of success, of potential success and accomplishment, one of the things that you can do is to not judge yourself. You know what I mean? Not judge your book by its cover. And I talk about this in I did a class a while ago called The Secrets of a Woman of Action. And the number 1 secret, I think it was the number 1 secret I said in this audio, I should make that available again. Maybe I'll do that. Was years ago, like, wow, 19 years ago, almost 20 years ago, I had my daughter. It sounds so crazy. I don't look like I got a 20-year-old, do I? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'll just be honest with me. But anyway, 19-year-old. But anyway, when I had her and I had gained so much weight, and I was like, okay, I gave myself some time. I was like, all right, so I wasn't about to do the whole, some women rush to do that snapback thing, and I just wasn't about that. I was letting my body do what it do, And about 6, 7, 8 months into it, I was like, okay, now I'm ready to, join an aerobics class. And the teacher who walked in was thicker than I was at my post baby weight. Now I had lost some weight because again, it had been 6 months after I had had my daughter, but I was like, man, this woman, what can she tell me? Her, you know what I'm saying? When I tell you that woman almost killed me on the first day of aerobics, right? Because I judged her. You know what I'm saying? I judged a book by its cover. And a lot of times, even though I'm saying, don't do that to yourself, and I'm using an example of how I did that to someone else, but a lot of times we judge ourselves by, what we look like, or what we our past experiences, and we say, well, I can't achieve this because society says I have to be like this, or I have to look like this, or I have to come from this background, or I have to have these kind of experiences in order to have this kind of success, right? And if that aerobics instructor had said that about herself, if she had said, oh, I've got to be, a size 2 and, all extra muscular or super toned according to what society says tone means, then I can't be an aerobics instructor, right? And I would have missed out. I would have missed out on that opportunity had she, judged herself based on society, right? So a lot of times we judge ourselves based on what other people say we should be in order to have what it is that we want. And so you can't judge yourself. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging that book by its cover. What is the saying that, if you're still alive, that means that the book has not been closed on you. So you're still writing your story. You're still writing the chapters of your book. So your story isn't over. So who cares what happened in chapter 3 if in chapter 4 you about to make some major changes in your life. So that's number 1 right there. Number 2, that I wanted to share with you is passion. Having passion is really, really important. If you are someone who deals with this whole nonchalant thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care, don't know, nothing faze me, don't nothing move me, don't nothing. That's probably why your life is very nonchalant. You know what I mean? If you're someone who is lacking passion in your day-to-day life, just within yourself, then that is the kind of life that comes back to you. Don't stop practicing not caring, unless it's, I know that there's this tendency like to not care when it comes to, people who want to bring you down, or, not giving your energy to low vibration. I get that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this whole, living every day without passion, just getting up, eating lackluster food, dressing in a lackluster way, watching boring TV, having the same conversations with your friends that you've already had a billion other times, going to work in a job that you can't stand, or that doesn't excite you, or even if it's not as exciting, but just going to it in a way, just kind of going through the motions, you know what I mean? And so when we live life every day without passion, then that's the kind of life that we experience, a lackluster, dull, boring, complacent life. And even if on the surface you're doing a lot of exciting things, because I do have some clients who, other people might envy them, right? Other people might look at their life and say, oh, you have X amount of money, or all these certain kind of people, or you travel to all these places. But if they aren't, if it doesn't move them, if it doesn't excite them, if it doesn't bring them joy, and they're just doing it because other people say that they should, like that kind of life, or other people, are envious of that kind of life, then it's still a lackluster life. You know what I mean? So, living with passion, doing everything, or at least not everything, but more things, doing more things in your life that are exciting, more things in your life with passion, more things in your life that are that bring excitement and pleasure to your life. And then the number 3 thing to feel a little bit more successful, a little bit more accomplished in your life, is something that I talk about in my book, The Magic of Self-Love. And if you don't have it, I go to the link that I put on this live video and purchase that book. It's available on Amazon. But in The Magic of Self-Love, I talk about this thing called the I can only be loved when disease. Now, the I can only be loved when disease, you can change out the word love with success, right? I can only be successful when, I get my degree, or I can only be loved when I lose 30 pounds, or I can only feel accomplished when, fill in the blank, right? And a lot of times that thing that we're saying that we can only be happy when or only be successful when is the thing that's actually stealing our joy and actually stealing our opportunities towards success, because then it keeps us from seeing that every day we are experiencing moments of success. Every single day you might not achieve your big goal, whatever your big goal is for this week or this month or this year, but every day that you get closer to it is a successful day, right? Or even smaller things, like if you've been working on, managing your temper, and every day you don't cut somebody out, that's a successful day. You can't say I'm only successful when I do it for a year, or I can only be loved when I have a wife or I have a husband, or I can only be beautiful when I lose 30 pounds or gain 20 pounds or whatever, right? If you have to embody the outcome that you desire, even when it doesn't look like you have it, right? So, you have to feel like a success. You have to feel beautiful. You have to feel worthy of love, even when it doesn't appear that those things are evident in your life. So I talk about that very extensively. I actually have a whole chapter on it in my book called The Magic of Self-Love. The name of that chapter is How to Overcome the I Can Only Be Loved When disease. Fill in the blank. I can only be loved when I have this, when I do this, when I succeed at this, when, all of that. So those are just 3 tips that I wanted to share with you all today. I got to go do what my father always says, got to go handle 2-3 things. So I got to get off of here, go handle 2-3 things today. It's just his way of saying, like, I got a lot to do. Don't be asking me a bunch of questions about what I got to do today. I got to handle 2-3 things. So I got to go handle 2-3 things. But those are 3 tips that I wanted to share with you today about feeling successful, feeling accomplished, and really galvanizing this energy that I'm filming this on. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to try to upload this to YouTube, so y'all might watch it on a different day, but it's neither here nor there. The message is still the same. Galvanizing the energy of Tuesday is a day of action. There's a lot of, I might do a whole nother video on that one day. Why Tuesday? But I don't want to talk about that here. So, but galvanizing this energy, and we're still in a waxing moon. So we still have that energy that's pushing us towards the full moon of full of accomplishment, right? So we want to we want to tap into this energy. We don't want that energy to kind of go to waste. But energy doesn't go to waste. If you miss it this round, it'll come back around again, right? You just don't want to waste time, though, right? You just don't want to waste time. If the energy is now, tap into that energy now. So that is it. Check me out at Linktree/the Tonya Poole for more information, for more details. If you want to leave a love offering, you can do that there. If you want to get the magic of self-love, you can get that there. What else is up there right now? I don't know. That might be it. So anyway, but shoot me an email also. I will soon be accepting more clients, and so I will have that information available there as well. All right, so until we speak again, as always, I'm wishing you so much peace and love.